That's really my dad, so I can't wait to do that in public. Good morning, my good people. Good morning, my good people. Thank y'all for tuning in with us.
Fontane in the morning.
It is in the morning. That's what I got. Good enough for me. Good morning, my good people. Welcome to Fontane in the morning, featuring the strapping Porsha J. Thank you guys for tuning in with us this morning.
What?
Strapping.
Strapping. What does that mean?
I'll read it to you. Thank you guys for tuning in with us today. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. It is Friday, ain't it?
It's Friday.
It's motherfucking
It's Friday. And I'm ready to sing. Get up and club and the body's time tonight. Oh, it's alright. Mm-hmm.
There it is right there. Happy to see y'all. Hope everybody had a good night's rest. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. We are in Nazi Germany. I'll let you get back. We are already in it. In fact, we are already in Nazi Germany.
Oh, God.
Rümeysa Öztürk is a Turkish national. She has a student visa. Mm-hmm. She's been here, I believe they said 7 years, at least 7 years if I'm not mistaken. Of course, she came here for school. She graduated at Columbia University.
Okay.
Back in March of 2024, last year around this time, Rümeysa thought that it would be wise for her to, because she's a part of her school's paper. She runs a paper, or ran a paper for that matter, when she went to Columbia. She thought, I can get on here, use the first commandment, you know, from fucking 1700. I could use the first commandment and have a little freedom of speech and let Columbia know, hey, y'all, we should start divesting from companies that support Israel because they're killing fucking people, innocent people, random kids and women, not even people who are in the war. So since, you know, they're warmongers and genociders, let's divest from companies that support Israel. She writes this on her paper at her school.
Okay.
Yesterday or the day before yesterday, I forgot which exactly what the day it was. Today is Friday. It could have been Wednesday, maybe even Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Some random fucking ICE agents picked Rümeysa up on the street.
What?
No badge. Mask on. Well, they didn't even have mask on at first. They walked up, didn't put mask on. This girl was literally walking down the motherfucking street. And these random white people got out of the car and arrested her. Yeah, they put her in cuffs.
Are you serious?
100%. The craziest part about the story is, y'all, is luckily somebody was recording and was able to, of course, release the video to show us that Rümeysa got kidnapped.
That's kidnapping.
Because the ICE agents didn't have on no body cams.
Wow.
So the only reason we know and seen it is because some random American reported it. Foreigners are being kidnapped off the motherfucking street.
And she's a college student.
College graduate. College mother with a PhD and going for her doctorate. Or unless that's the same thing, I might be fucking.
And she's here legally?
On a visa.
What?
So, yeah. Which is why we're in Nazi Germany. Because that shit don't even matter no more. Marco Rubio, senator, got on TV and said, hey, if you gonna come here and essentially cause ruckus, we gonna get you the fuck out of here.
Wow.
That's what Marco said. Long story short, if you gonna come here on a visa, you gonna cause ruckus, we gonna sweep your ass out of America. And it's not only is it scary, because just like they were rounding up the Venezuelans who weren't even fucking all Venezuelans. Mm-hmm. Y'all don't know what y'all are doing. Like,
well, I didn't know they was doing it like that.
They're rounding people up. They are rounding people up. Like I mentioned, the Venezuelans didn't even take them back to Venezuela. I'm not a fucking ad, but rounded these random people up. I believe it was upwards of 600 people. Shaved their fucking heads and then shot a commercial. They shot a deportation roundup commercial. Like, look at all these illegal immigrants we got with their heads. Like, what the fuck are we shaving people's heads for? All we got, if we're deporting them, what are we shaving their heads for?
Is the sound is still in?
I would hope so.
Well, I don't know. I don't even know how to follow up with that. That's really terrible.
Yeah, I just want us to be aware that it's gonna get fucking worse. Like it's literally gonna get worse.
Mm-hmm.
And they're on TV letting foreigners know, both illegal immigrant and legal immigrant. First things first, as an illegal immigrant, you getting the fuck out of here regardless. But also as a legal immigrant, don't disagree with this administration.
Well, I guess let me see. What do I want to listen to you rant and rave about? I have some good news for you.
I'm happy to hear that. What you got?
Well, I don't know if it's for you because I still haven't.
Can somebody type in and let me know if y'all can hear us? Because if not, I'm getting off and going to breakfast right fucking now. I hear you.
Yeah, they can hear. So Diddy had a small victory in court.
Come on, man. Anything besides Cassie, let's do it.
I'm trying to figure out, why are you in support of an abuser? Okay, I think I do get your stance on it. It's not that you're in support of it, but you don't want them to railroad him.
So it's two sides to this. Of course, I'm black first. So I'm aware that what they're doing to Diddy is something that they literally are, I guess, in my opinion, withholding for him. Or withholding for the black man who gives them an opportunity to. Again, I believe Diddy did enough to be in this predicament. I don't think he's innocent at all.
Okay.
I think he a piece of shit and you're going to get what you deserve. My thing is, as we watch this man be railroaded, there are not countless, I don't want to say countless, but there are, and I can prove this, there are on multiple occasions, another man, a white man doing this, or a Jewish man doing this. Epstein, in fact, essentially the most famous human trafficker we know, had got that was the when he passed away in the holding cell. That was the second time they had him. Maybe even a third, if I'm not mistaken. But he had an entire documentary before he came back around and popped up on in people's news feeds.
They did rush into.
So he was down in Florida. Whatever. He was down in Florida committing these crimes. They had an opportunity to circumvent him and of course, jail him forever, how they attempted to do Diddy. They gave him literally house arrest. He was on house arrest, still committing the crimes. He was on his jet on house arrest, leaving his house, going to his office on house arrest.
But they ain't playing that with Diddy.
At fucking all. They told us he was a flight risk. So again, I am of the agreement that if you do some foul shit, you deserve to go into jail for it. However, watching them, again, this is my first instance, watching them treat a black man like this because they have the opportunity to is of course an underlying issue. And secondly, again, because accountability has to be held when it comes to being an adult. We like to skip that and we like to grab it and throw it out the fucking window. Everything that Cassie said cuz did to her outside of having sex, yes, and he deserved to up that money for her. You're not going to tell me again, as a stripper from down under, not down under in Australia, but from wherever the fuck, you got on the phone with Diddy or with Diddy people, you was texting Diddy people, and you were under the impression that he was not going to try to fuck.
Well, you're talking about...
Hear me out. You were not texting Diddy or talking to Diddy people, whatever be the case, and were under the impression that at the parties, everybody was just going to be sober. Nobody was on... this nigga had this information out there when I was a kid. So my mama, knowing these niggas over here fucking and drugging, she wasn't going to the parties.
Well, this specific case is Lil Rod, the producer.
Which is something that's been thrown out. All right, yep.
So, there were 9 counts that he had been charged with, and the judge threw out 4 of them. I'm sorry, 5. He dismissed 5.
It was 9 counts.
5 of the charges. I'm sorry, not counts, charges. He dismissed 9 charges, and he dismissed 5 of them. There was also kind of a little scolding from the judge.
To Diddy?
No, to Lil Rod's attorney, which his name is Tyrone Blackburn. So, and what's crazy is I thought this when I read the court documents because I read the whole entire court documents from Lil Rod. And this is the guy that helped Diddy produce his latest album.
The Love album, nothing but hits, which is why it's so disheartening.
It was a really good album.
You got my love in me. I'm about to turn that bitch on soon so you off for this.
So, Lil Rod is the producer that helps pretty much stay with Diddy for months and was on kind of payroll, which he thought he was. And once the album was produced, Diddy didn't give him anything that he promised. I think he did pay him, but it was a very small amount. He had promised him a house. And so Lil Rod said that he endured a lot of harassment, sexual harassment. He said he witnessed a lot of crimes. And so he ended up filing a lawsuit against Diddy.
I want my men to tap in. Hold that thought. You're in the final lawsuit. I want my men to tap in real fast. Tell me, gang, how many times do a nigga have to sexually harass you for you to get it?
We're not going to go into
Tell me, Brody. Men, not women. Tell me, my men, how many opportunities does a nigga have to sexually assault you and / or harass you before you're like, oh, we're never going to hang around each other again?
I don't even want to get into this debate with you.
He got
when you have power, and Lil Rod said he was very threatened, intimidated, and scared of Diddy. So, which is one of the reasons why he endured a lot of, he put up with a lot of the shit that he did. But anyways, nevertheless,
I was threatened, afraid, and intimidated.
Well, yeah, those are some of the things that Diddy's a very dangerous man, according to Lil Rod.
You would have had to do that.
Okay. Well, anyway.
You don't get to just hang around me and squeeze my dick every now and then. You're going to have to show me the violence.
Okay. We've argued about this multiple times, and we just gone. I'm going to let you just have it.
You got it. Come on, dog.
So, in the court documents, it was very salacious. It was very theatrical. Some of the terminology that was used are not professional at all. Like, the judge pretty much scolded the attorney for making the case seem
bigger than it was.
Yeah, like all of the words that he used, and he basically was like, matter of fact, I'm a quote. He said that, I'm sorry, maybe I didn't write it down.
Yes.
I guess I didn't write it down. But the judge was like, he said that it was troubling and sensational. He basically warned him, like, you need to be more professional and let's not, like, put 20 on 10 by trying to make this seem all like a soap opera and you know what I mean? So, anyways, he threw out 5 charges. Some of the charges that he dismissed were the RICO, the racketeering charge, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and breach of contract. Now, he did still allow the sexual assault charges and liability claims to remain, and those were against him, his business, and his chief of staff, Christina Karam. So, Lil Rod's attorney thinks that this is still a win for them because they were initially trying to get the whole case thrown out.
I'm sorry. LYF by any means said, I'm not making no beats while another man is trying to make beats with me.
That's not funny. I feel like we don't give grace to men.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I hate when y'all make me laugh and try to chat. I told y'all to stop doing this.
We
don't give grace to men.
No, because we are held to a higher standard, and men are taught. I keep trying to tell y'all this. Men are not even taught really. Accountability is burned into us early. So it's even if you're literally, so pay attention to this thought. Even as a man, or young boy for that matter, even if someone isn't directly teaching you, what you do has, of course, a result. You have to, that is learned anyway, it's learned behavior. As you know, when you raise boys and girls differently, you, for the most part, allow boys to get hurt so they can learn that what you're doing is going to hurt you. Whatever, a 1-year-old, let them walk off the motherfucking bridge. He'll see you going to die in the water. Like, we teach young boys that your actions have outcome long before we teach this to women. So men, our mindset, we know that. We know that we had to learn what you got going on, gang, affects you a lot, so you better pay attention to it. So, in the sense of hanging around a man who likes me, I need to be accountable for that.
So you're saying that because he stayed in the situation, seeing how Diddy was behaving, then he's accountable as well.
You are a nigga cannot be around me and think I'm cute. And I'm fine as fuck. But
you are.
A man's not gonna be around me attracted to me. And if you are, you better keep that shit under wraps, G. Because that it's as simple as that. And so in Lil Rod's situation here, I do want to provide a bit of grace because you are working. Yeah, you're working on something that's big for your life and your career. Mm-hmm. You're trying to, of course, make.
And I've been in situations where like somebody is coming on to you and
you're a woman. So, in fact, not to even as fucked up as that sounds, it's normal. It's when y'all work with men, how often do a nigga not try to fuck? Yeah. That's when women work with men and the man don't try to fuck them, they literally go tell people about it because it's oh damn, this nigga, he was actually professional.
That's true.
So again, Diddy is or whatever, of course, the judge is holding up as far goes the charges. Good, you freaky ass nigga. Mm-hmm. However, again, no nigga is gonna get a second opportunity to sexually harass me.
Okay, I understand that perspective. Well, the case is set to go to trial on Cinco de Mayo, May the 5th. Come
on, man. So, how ironic!
Pretty soon, we'll be able to hear all the details for those who haven't read the court documents. They've moved on to discovery.
I've read no court documents. I stand on my business with no information.
Oh, Lord.
with no information.
Do I feel like listening to you bitch in my ear for the next however many minutes?
Because I'm about to get it off.
Okay.
I'm about to get it off.
Go ahead and break down this LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith ain't nothing but a whack ass pussy ass nigga. Nah, real shit. Hey, this is because a woman has never done me like this personally, so it was kind of hard for me to pick it up.
Okay.
When the girls say a man will look you in your eyes and lie to you and gaslight you,
yeah,
I ain't never seen it like this.
So you have experienced gaslighting.
This nigga is gaslighting me, and I'm not even involved.
Like literally, you know that you said that. Now I did see where he basically said LeBron didn't come to Kobe Bryant's memorial,
which was a lie.
And then backtracked it.
And said, yes, never mind, that was a mistake.
And then, like, you need to move on.
You fucking creep. Why did you bring that up?
That's what I was like, how did this even become
Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. How did you bring that up? Again, this is elite level gaslighting. From the absolute moment the situation started, which is, again, after Stephen A. watched a random motherfucking game against the Sixers on a Wednesday night and decided Bronny's 14 minutes or whatever he played was just something we had to discuss. Got on TV, shat on him.
Okay, so this is all over him talking shit about Bronny.
And the reason I'm saying LeBron is being gaslit is because Stephen A. is doing interview after interview after podcast trying to change the narrative from LeBron ain't mad about me talking about his son. He mad because I don't think he the best.
Oh.
When the fuck did LeBron say that once? Somebody, please, like, show me LeBron one time saying, you don't think I'm the best? I don't fuck with him.
So he could have just said, my bad, I shouldn't have talked about your son. And what did he say about Bronny?
It was that easy. And the issue is, I'm answering that question too. The issue is that this nigga has never had access to LeBron. And at this moment in time, He's like, fuck it, this is my first opportunity. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna ride this motherfucker till the wheels fall off. Because Skip Bayless's entire motherfucking career boomed from talking about LeBron. And here we are now, a nigga trying to do the exact. This shit is whack as hell. And again, it wasn't about basketball. As the question you asked, he got on TV and said Bronny basically does not. No, fuck basically. Bronny don't belong in the NBA. He's not good enough. The only reason he's here is because his last name is James.
Yeah.
And then says, LeBron, I'm coming to you as a father. Stop this. As if LeBron has put his kid in the crack business. As if LeBron gave Bronny a brick and told him, you green, go light the block up.
Oh, that's nasty.
So I put my son through high school, put him in college. He has a heart attack. Might I add, again, Bronny was talked about as a lottery pick before he had a motherfucking heart attack. Again, he was touted as a top 10 pick before that motherfucking heart attack arrived. He has a heart attack. I'm realizing I'm in my 22nd season of basketball, and I legitimately do not know what's going on with my son's health. Fuck it, I'm getting him to the NBA because nepotism is regular as fuck.
Oh, we gonna talk about nepotism after this.
Nepotism is regular as fucking fuck.
It should be the goal. It should
literally, like, nepotism, my nigga, should be aimed for.
This is why people are wealthy, because of nepotism. They don't have to start from scratch.
You weird fucks. Like,
that's what you want.
And I'm running to a whole nigga page, like, literally this random guy on the post. His entire page, like, he's an ex-basketball player. So you can see, I can literally see this nigga's, like, life literally through his posts. He has videos. I mean, like, 10-minute videos of him talking face to camera, discussing and dissing LeBron and his son.
What is the obsession? Like,
this is a random 40-year-old man. And I'm like, nigga, you got literal videos dedicated to Bronny?
So, and that's what I want to ask. Is it really, like, a lot, or is he just doing his job?
His job. No, I'm sorry, Stephen A?
Yeah.
No, this is a lot. So, again, I've expressed this is a lot. Y'all do not know any 55th pick at all. Nobody here can tell me one 55th pick. Not one. Nobody here knows the greatest 55th pick of all time. I do. I had to go read about it. Patty Mills is the best 55th pick the NBA has ever seen. I've never seen Stephen A. mention this man. Not one goddamn time. Even when he won championships. So he's
picking on him.
Because it's LeBron's son. Because what else can I talk about?
I get what you're saying. So it's like, why are y'all even talking about him?
On a nigga that's averaging 4 minutes in his rookie season from the G League. This is done nowhere else. And a nigga's on TV trying to make us feel like it's regular. You don't even talk about the best 55th pick in the league, Andrew Wiggins, who plays for the Andrew Wiggins. Actually, I think it is Andrew, whatever Wiggins. A. Wiggins, who plays for the Thunder. He gets 12 a game.
Which is not bad.
So let's talk about ball. You don't want to talk about ball. You want to get clicks, and that shit is gay. So
LeBron is standing up to him, which I love, because these people have literally, us included, have made careers off of talking about the talent.
Yes.
And it's like, what does Stephen A. do? Like, is he an athlete? Did he ever play sports?
This nigga Stephen A. is averaging 1.5 points in high school.
Did he play in high school?
And broke his shit. He was averaging 1.5 points in school. 1.5.
A big ass dork, basically.
And then you get the opportunity to, and I respect building your platform. I fuck with that. Stephen A. has been a sports analyst for over 30 years, if I'm not mistaken. I respect the game. I respect the work you have to grind to get to a point that he's made it to. I respect that. If you are the biggest sports analyst on TV, and honestly, this is undoubted. You're the biggest sports analyst on TV. Who is the number one pick? And why are we not talking about him?
Okay.
If you're supposed to be moving basketball conversations forward, What the fuck are you doing focusing on a 55th pick who averages 4 minutes a game when there are literally top 10 picks who are getting the same goddamn numbers?
I mean, I feel like at this point, when you talk about people, kids.
And then again, LeBron said, stop fucking with my son. Not as in, don't talk about basketball. You're not even talking about basketball. It was, LeBron, you need to stop this. Bronny does not belong in the NBA. You've never done that shit to nobody else. So now, I'm a hoe if I mention it. Yeah, I'll be that. You pussy.
And his son.
And then again, to continue to gaslight this nigga on TV. He just did a whole nother interview saying I would have hit him if he would have touched me. I would have shot him with my guy. I would have swung on him. Nigga, you can't reach him. Like
he said he didn't say he was gonna win.
No, he said I would have got my ass whooped, no doubt about it. We're aware of that. You don't gotta mention that. That was clear. You fucking geek. The fact of the matter is LeBron didn't even provide that type of energy.
Yeah.
You believing he was gonna put his hands on you. This is some shit you said in the shower to yourself. Legitimately, this nigga's been in the shower for like 3 weeks. Think about this. When you get into an argument with somebody and you miss a cue, you be in the shower letting the water hit your head like, damn, bitch,
I should have said, ooh.
Oh, that nigga lucky. I shouldn't think of that.
I see them.
This nigga's in the shower on TV with us.
Mm.
And again, he did 3 full interviews and 2 podcasts before LeBron said anything. 3 full fucking interviews and 2 podcasts before LeBron got on TV and said anything to him. And then he got back on TV.
They took it too far. Well, it's funny that we were talking about this too, because I had seen O'Shea Jackson, which is Ice Cube, right?
Yeah. O'Shea?
Yeah, O'Shea Jackson. He tweeted, telling him that he has an easy life is not an insult. And I really wanted to talk about nepotism because I think that we have literally, as a culture, lost the plot. And I think that's the reason why we joke about young niggas, but young nigga is essentially a young kid running around here freelessly, with no direction, no guide, recklessly, just doing whatever. And which is the opposite of nepotism, okay? Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to figure out at what point did we as a culture start to bully and look down on people who are born into privilege and wealth and opportunity? Like, is that not what we want?
Nepotism. So that's a very nuanced conversation for the black man, and of course, I say the black man, I mean black people. The nuance in that conversation, in my opinion, this ain't facts. I don't think you can read this shit. Well, you might be able to read it in a book, but it's not a fact. If you're born, so we're thinking, I'm speaking of slavery times in this perspective here.
Okay.
If you're born and you're light skinned, you're automatically treated better.
Yep.
The white man showed through skin, through color, through complexion, to treat one indifferent from the other.
Okay.
So, being born into a hierarchy is an automatic resentment towards. There's an automatic resentment
from the hustle.
Exactly.
Because I had to get out the mud.
Literally. So, at being born a slave, dark skinned slave, and then being born literally a day or two before the light skinned slave, and then watching our upbringing this entire time, I have to hate them.
Gotcha.
I don't think my human nature probably won't give me a choice.
Oh, so it's a natural envy.
In sense. So now translate that to, I'm from Los Angeles, California. We were since raised poor. Translate that to watching, if you and I had a close view. Not to say, of course, you were raised with money, but at least you had your mom and daddy. If I have an issue, because I have disdain towards that. I have disdain towards watching people with like their mother and their father.
Yeah.
So everything I have to go through, in a sense, I feel like you don't.
Okay.
And for me, and then so now that I feel like you don't, here you are parading around these things, especially because nobody's mad about a nepotism baby who we don't fucking know.
Right.
Nobody cares about a nepotism baby who you never fucking heard about.
It's the ones successful.
It's the ones that are successful. It's the ones that have something. It's the ones of status. We are aware you didn't do anything to get that. In fact, the only thing you were was born.
Well, this is my gripe with that, and I don't think people understand the other side of it. Like, when you are a child of somebody of success, you have like a higher expectation of like,
you in fact have to do something.
You could just be a lazy bum. Like, I remember.
No, you can't. Look at Michael Jordan's son.
Well,
you actually can't just be a lazy bum. Michael Jordan's son is a junkie.
But that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. When I see kids that are privileged that still work, I'm like, they doing more than what they have to do because they don't even have to do that. Like, I remember
LeBron said literally, Bronny don't need no money. He like basketball. We know that.
So that's why I'm like, y'all don't see the opposite of it, because it is like, if I was born into millions and I really didn't have to do nothing, I could just kind of just live.
Coast it through.
But I still want to start my own business, and I still want to be independent, and I still want to act or write or sing or dance or whatever. Is that not showing like how much I really am serious about my gift and my craft versus just wanting to?
Yes, it does. But the perspective is right. But if you do start said business or you do move on and act and sing, it's only because of what your mom and your daddy did.
See, I remember when Kylie Jenner had.
Oh, that shit pissed me off.
Okay, so I had
off.
A different perspective
in Forbes, when they said she was a self-made millionaire, that got under my skin. Of course, I ain't say anything about it.
Not self-made.
No. Actually, let me not even say that. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, absolutely. Nepotism, again, should be held to its highest regard, and I don't know why it should ever be shunned. Your personality is what's going to make people dislike you. Speaking of O'Shea specifically, O'Shea Jackson, Ice Cube's son, clearly is going to become an actor. Ice Cube owns his own fucking studio. O'Shea's personality isn't, look at me, nigga, I've created all of this. I'm the man.
Oh, I'm self-made.
O'Shea is, look what my father's done. Now look at me carry that torch and continue and build and stack upon and so on and so forth. The air about what you are the heir to is important to how, of course, people take you in. Again, nobody's mad at a Nepo baby who we never heard of.
It's the ones like T.I.'s son that...
A nigga we need to shoot in the street.
He's so funny to me.
Bro, like, and that's the nepotism. Like, we legitimately be mad at the Nepo babies who are not using a Nepo.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what we should be mad at, the Nepo babies who aren't using a Nepo.
The ones that aren't working, like Denzel Washington's son is great. Like Ice Cube's son, like that's what you're supposed to do.
Who I've never heard anyone seen I ain't heard everybody talk, but I've never seen anyone or heard of anyone say Denzel's son is a Nepo baby, because the air about him ain't, oh look at me, I'm the best actor ever.
A majority of white people are Nepo babies. They're trained.
The Waltons, Nepo babies. Walmart was made by their motherfucking people.
And the family legacy, like, you're supposed to get in the business and continue it. Like, I don't understand why our mindset is like this.
George Bush, dad, was the motherfucking president, one president before him.
Yes, like
we should be mad.
It's supposed to be.
We should be mad at nepotism babies who don't use the Nepo. If Bronny would have literally just been floundering around.
Jamie Lee Curtis, yes. Like, we need to change our mindset. Nepotism is a great thing.
Sweet ass Jones said the majority of Hollywood is The majority of Hollywood is motherfucking
all
nepotism.
Of it is. If you really...
And especially the people behind the scenes. You more than likely gonna 8 times out of 10 you're gonna have to find a star that ain't necessarily connected to Hollywood. But a writer, a director, a producer, oh my God, they're all fucking related to somebody.
All of them have funding.
All of them.
They got an aunt, uncle, mom, dad to give them a loan to start their businesses. Like, y'all really do not understand, like, damn near all of Hollywood, somebody is related to somebody. Somebody put them in the door, gave them a referral. That's what we supposed to do. If you got to connect, You supposed to your friend kid get them a job at your business like that.
And that's and that be the thing, gang. Also realizing that this is just your community. Because nepotism, even in black communities, wealthier black communities, is a regular, normal fucking thing.
Yes.
This community of black people who us broke niggas are mad at other niggas. That's literal crab in a barrel mentality. The literal definition of crab in a barrel mentality is being mad at Bronny fucking James.
Like
you're like,
and let's think about it. Bronny James was born with a father who could train him.
Angelina Jolie, nepotism, baby.
These are people who were born with resources, born with people who could teach them how to do things. Like, wouldn't you expect for Bronny to end up hooping as well? If he with his dad on the court while his dad is working, and he learning drills and practicing, and he got the same genetic makeup as this man. Like, I'm confused.
Nigga sound like him, look like him.
Like, isn't that
6'3", like, oh, this nigga want to play ball. Like,
if I'm a musician, I'm gonna teach my child music young. So they should, if anything, they should be better than I am.
Literally. A chocolate ancestor said everyone contacts who they know first, then send it out to.
I wish I was a Nepo baby. I wish. Do y'all know?
I would have been a Nepo baby if I was still in the hood gang banging. Then I would have been nepotism in the shit out of the streets.
Ooh, okay. Guy Sealing says, let me say this. Please do not forget that Stephen A. Smith works for a corporation. He's only saying what the corporation or white people want him to say. Nepotism is not for us, it's for them. Ooh.
Hold on now. Hold on, because I saw what I say. It's a nuanced conversation. Just what I opened this with. It's a very nuanced conversation, especially for black people. They talk when poisons are injected into our community, it starts very, very early. The reason I use slavery and light-skinism for nepotism because it's the first understanding. That's what, of course, it should be a simple and a simplistic understanding for that matter. Because back at that point in time, we didn't have literally anything but our skin colors. So nepotism was provided to light-skinned children solely based on being light-skinned. So as this poison has been driven through our motherfucking community for hundreds of years, the thought process is that black people are supposed to, we have to, without question, grind and bust our ass for something or we don't deserve it.
But I'm like, the next generation should not have to do the same work that you did. That's what we're missing the plot. You should not have to work your whole life and then your kid come through and work too.
Holly Chanel says, the only issue with Bronny was the timing. Given LeBron's status in the league, he could have put Bronny on when he was ready. Even if that means they didn't play together. What the fuck for, Holly? That was his literal goal. He's been saying this for mad years.
Oh.
Is that not crazy to Holly? Is that not crazy to type?
What you mean? Explain that.
I'm not LeBron, but I'm LeBron. Why the fuck do I care about everybody's opinion on this? Bronny was ready. He had a heart attack. Are we forgetting this?
Oh.
And also, what do we believe NBA players are supposed to be? What rookie comes out and dominates the league?
That's true.
The best rookie in the league ain't even undoubtedly the rookie of the year.
So you think the expectations are higher just because
his last name is James? It's not up for debate. The thought process that, all right, you need to wait to get to the NBA, even if it circumvents a literal fucking dream that this man had. That's crazy talk. But also, to think that the 55th pick needs to come in dominating is even fucking crazier. The 5th pick ain't dominating.
Yeah.
The 5th pick's not dominating. A rookie is never ready. That's the point of being a fucking rookie.
So other basketball player kids were ready and Bronny
Name them. Name the kids. Because now the thought process is, he took this for somebody else. Please understand. It was 54 more fucking picks before him.
Holly Chanel says he could have stayed in school to get more development.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Why?
Yeah.
I'm first things first, again, I'm LeBron James. Development is what the G League is for, which is why he's leading it.
That's true.
He is like the MVP of the G League. That is called fucking development. He had 17 points the other day, his career high, in an NBA game because he's developing. There are like 9-10 games left in the season. As you go through the season, you develop.
Okay.
None of this makes sense anywhere to dislike this. It makes no sense anywhere to dislike this. You just don't like his last name. And it's hard for everybody to get by. You legitimately do not like that this nigga's last name is James. You've never heard of it. Again, 10 years, for a decade. There are 2 55th picks in the league right now. So none of them was supposed to get drafted? They're going to have a 55th pick every year. Most of the time, the nigga flame out. We're bringing this up because of his last name.
Yeah. And Just Call Me Alan, he's on the same page as you. He said that, when's the last time anyone even cared about the status of 55th pick? Which is exactly what you said, yeah.
It's just hating.
Yeah.
Literally, y'all, Holly Chanel, go Google right fucking now. Go Google all of the 55th picks currently in the NBA. Go Google every 55th pick currently in the NBA. And bring back the 3 fucking names. Like,
okay, fair. She said, okay, fair enough. It seemed like he was set up for the media splash.
now he was. Yes,
out.
Holly. He was set up by his father. Because his father is LeBron James. Yes, he is set up. He's set up unfairly because literally his dad had a son. But yes, he was set up. And the tweet that everybody wants to stand on when Brown was saying my son is better than half of these guys, he was watching a motherfucking NBA pass game, random fucking game throughout the league before his son had a motherfucking heart attack.
I keep forgetting about
before he thought his son was better than half of the guys he was watching. Not even half of the guys. He said some of these guys. He thought his son was better than some of these guys before he had a heart attack. And if my motherfucking daddy don't think I'm better than other people, then fuck my daddy.
Okay, that's fair. That is fair. Let's see. Did you see Marvin Sapp?
Oh my God.
Now, let me tell you, I'm sure the clips have been going around because it made it to TMZ.
Yeah, this nigga went crazy.
But I did read. I want to read it to y'all. I did read. First of all,
I'm sorry. Now I can't let that. Bitch Sharkey says Steph is a nepo baby. Dale Curry, Kobe Bryant, nepo babies.
Kobe Bryant is a nepo baby. How?
Bean Bryant was in the NBA. He played for the Sixers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Kobe's dad played like 11 years or some shit like that.
I guess it doesn't matter when you're better than the dad.
No, baby, it don't matter if they don't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Nobody here brought up Kobe Bryant because y'all totally forgot that Bean was an NBA basketball player.
Yeah.
So Kobe being touted and held into the regard he is completely wipes out everything his daddy did. So if anything, his father was a nepo daddy.
Okay. Sorry. That was a good point. Okay, so going back to Marvin Sapp, if y'all missed
Kobe
it.
did get selected out of high school. Good point.
Now, I got some more details which kind of changed my perspective. So Marvin Sapp, there's a clip going around, and mind you, this was like a year ago, they said. It was a convention, and it was a big convention. He said it was over 40,000 people that were like watching. Don't quote me on that amount, but it was a lot of people that were either in the congregation and were watching online. It was a big.
He said it was 1,000 people.
He said in the
that was there with him.
I think he said it was more than that.
Here we go.
I'm sorry. I'll get more details next time. I might have actually written it down, to be honest. But anyways, he said that he asked everyone in the congregation to sow a seed of $20, and then he asked.
No. He didn't ask nobody shit.
But that's so. If you didn't grow up in church, like that is so normal. He had a goal of 40,000, And he also asked the deacons or the other people to lead by example and to donate $100.
No, he didn't ask them to do shit. He said everybody on stage put the 20 away verbatim. He said put them 20s away. That wasn't for you. You need to sow a seed of $100.
Okay, Big Sharky, thank you so much. 2,000 people. He asked for 20 a person. So, and then he asked, for the
everybody
leaders.
that was watching to send in. Then he said, even if you ain't got no cash on you, you just got your phone. Come down and tap your phone.
Now the issue is that as he was asking for the donation,
Nigga said, I want to see the pastor.
He told the ushers to lock the doors.
He said nobody leave.
Now, listen, he claims that was for security purposes. And that's a normal thing because when they're passing
moving the money around,
they ask for them to lock the doors.
So if it's a normal thing, why mention it?
What you mean?
If you're running this big church, which it looks like, I'm assuming every Sunday, wouldn't you know the process to collection time? She just took me to church a couple weeks ago. They didn't lock the motherfucking doors.
So I'm gonna read a Facebook post from somebody that was actually in the service.
Okay.
And this is what they said. Markel Williams says, I was in this service and I gave $20. Nobody was forced to give and the doors were not locked. And why is this surfacing as this was almost a year ago? This was not a regular service at some church or his church, but this was our national convention. If you ever been to anything of that magnitude, you know that there are a lot of moving parts, thousands of people constantly coming and going, transitioning between services, going to vendors and moving around. So it's completely normal for people to begin to leave before the preacher is finished because there's always something happening. Mm-hmm. Events of that magnitude have budgets to meet, and he was stewarding our organizations that gave him the platform of that night. So if you have a problem with giving $20, there are probably bigger things in your life you should be concerned about. Let's stop making something out of nothing and let's talk about that.
Hold on, Markel. Hold on. I'm with you, but don't bring up my 20, my nigga. don't worry about what my 20 doing in my life. My 20 got plans. All right, my 20 didn't come here for all of that. Mind your business. I bought my 5 for all of that. Okay. So context. Thank you, Markel. Of course, no, he's not here. Nonetheless, context clearly, of course, is important for all stories. Him providing context for this, of course, helps alleviate a little pressure on the situation. Mm-hmm.
And Marvin Sapp also came out with like a long little explanation. That's the only thing I hate about clips, but I would say that when it comes to church and tithing and donations and paying for the church to keep going, like
I'm gonna be honest. My family, for that matter, put us in church when we were younger, but once I got, of course, of my own ambition, I'm all right. So I didn't really come up in church often, so I try to hold my tongue on things that seem more so of opinion-based than fact-based. Mm-hmm. In a sense of tithes, I pay my tithes literally, PJ tell you, to the homeless, directly for that most matter. So I don't really have any,
I was raised in the church. This was every Sunday thing.
Yeah, as I say, it seems normal. It seems aggressive as hell for people, number one, who, of course, who didn't grow up in the church and who don't have the full context of it. PJ reading, of course, that statement allows me to get a way better understanding of it and feel and don't feel so radical after seeing the video.
And I think a lot of it comes from over time. We've seen so many things with these pastors. Mm-hmm. And these deacons that you come out and you find out that they aren't who they say they are. So I think there's a lot of mistrust now with the leadership in the church. Marvin Sapp had on a Dior sweater, and that's what everyone kept saying. Like, not you asked for 40K in the theater.
And that's what I'm saying, gang. I said this on one of the past episodes. Tradition does not mean it is okay.
Yeah.
I don't even understand, again, it's not my ministry, funny enough. I'm not a church person, so I don't really understand big churches. And I don't understand why God needs us to have big churches and why big churches need very rich, well-off pastors. I don't understand that.
Well, and I'm a big fan of TD Jakes, and TD Jakes makes his money from his books, from his own things. Like, that's his money.
Well.
No.
How does TD Jakes become this great selling author without this church?
Because he's good at public speaking.
So we're following you based on your level of speaking, your public speaking form.
And the way that you're able to touch people. Like, everybody ain't TD Jakes.
Yeah.
TD Jakes has his own talent.
Yeah, everybody not TD. Yeah, because you think about
every pastor on this earth would have thousands of
Yeah.
So that money, his wealth that he accumulated from his own businesses, that's his money.
Yeah.
And I just don't see it where like people correlate like, oh, these big mega churches. Somebody got to pay the bills. Somebody got to keep the church.
No, you don't, because you don't have to build it. I don't understand what are they built for?
For the people, for community, for them to have a safe space to come to.
But that's just you're right. You're right.
Jesus spoke against big churches and heads. Spoke against save and being rich. And that was from the Bearded Mozart.
Who's a churcher, who grew up and raised in church.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not really as Baptist Christian. Like, when I was growing up, y'all, I used to go to Vacation Bible Study. I was in the choir. I was in the Bible club. I did.
You church? We would have made fun of you in the hood. We out here gang banging. What did you?
We would go to the morning service. We go to the what's it called, y'all? When you go to Bible study before service, like
you was at the church before church.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Like at 9, we go like do a pre.
Y'all Southerners are way too deep in it. There's of course we got our church thankfully from my grandmother. She made my mothers go to church, and of course they brought us with her. Southerners have a different attachment to church. That's for damn sure. Which is kind of why I have a disdain for it. That's a different conversation. But I don't necessarily have an issue with the big Joel Osteen, TD Jakes, or Creflo Dollar for that matter. I don't necessarily have an issue.
Sunday school. Thank you, Biz.
I don't necessarily have the biggest issue with them. Oftentimes, it's unfortunate because the people who attend these churches can't afford a motherfucking Dior sweater, and it becomes like, whatever, man. It's too close for me. I just don't like it. I don't like it, and I like to see niggas get their money. I ain't gonna front. I do. In fact, I'm happy that TD Jakes is really good at something and he gets paid for it. Absolutely, I am happy about that. I'm happy. What did he just said his name? I forget his name. I'm happy that these people are good at something and they get rewarded for it. It's just hard for a church to go to church and you can't afford your motherfucking rent, and the pastor is saying send your $20 down to the plate.
Wow. So God's Ceiling says Jamal Bryant's church in Baltimore had ATMs in the building. Poor people were giving their life savings to the mega churches, but the church won't help pay a mortgage or electric bill for the congregation. See, so that is
because so here we go. Fuck it. Appreciate it. Thank you, God's City. Thank you because Christianity has held black people complacent for 500 motherfucking years right here on this soil. The pastor has told your grandmother with cancer in the front motherfucking row that don't worry about it. God gonna take care of everything. Pay the tithes, and her old ass died anyway. We've watched the church be in a community and people be literally sleeping outside of that motherfucker.
Okay.
You're not gonna convince me that a church who is getting money from his congregation with no food bank in it, nowhere for the homeless to sleep, no type of financial backing for the people that come into it. Of course, It's actual constituents. These are not churches.
So the mega churches is really,
these are money banks. And it scares me when my grandma can go to church for 30 years and the one time she needs something, we don't know. Not to say that happens often.
Okay.
Not to say that happens often.
That's fair. That is fair.
Mega churches confuse me. How can my pastor know me and make sure God know how I feel?
Now that be the thing.
How can my pastor know me? I imagine it's hard as fuck to talk to TD Jakes at his church. I imagine he got 12 motherfucking security guards with him. I imagine there's 2,000 other people in line trying to talk to him. I imagine it would be hard as motherfucking hell to actually build a relationship with TD Jakes. But he expect me to bring my money with me every Sunday. When those storms out in Houston a few years ago, when Joel Osteen said, nah, y'all ain't coming into this church until a whole bunch of people got on his ass. Joel, you don't have this without us, gang. Open the door.
Wow, that is true.
I don't understand mega churches, and I damn sure don't understand them if they don't help. I'm on you.
Okay. All right, so let's pivot. I seen a video, and the only reason why I want to bring this up is I feel like we don't really talk about holding women accountable very often. So there was a video on TikTok where the woman essentially said that it's a red flag when you meet a woman who has nothing but single women surrounding her. If her mama's single, grandma's single, friend's single, that is a red flag for men, and they need to run in the other way because the woman she clearly doesn't know how to be a partner because she's not around anybody that would.
Hey, dog. I'm sorry, PG. Holly Chanel said, you got to be a freak, a little kinky to build a relationship with TD Jakes. He like them loose.
Okay.
And I'm blocking your ass.
Girl.
This your last motherfucking morning with us.
That's my girl, okay?
You're not gonna have TD people up in here tripping
Y'all
on
be
me.
killing me in these comments, bro.
Have some motherfucking respect.
Okay. So I said to say, do you think that in order to be a good partner, you have to have been taught how to be a good partner? You have to be around people that do you need a good example of being?
Yes. Because if you are around your mama and your grandma and your auntie and none of them got men, they for fuck sure gave you a bad example. Without question, they for shit sure gave you a bad example if you've not got a good one yet. So if my mother raises me without a father in the home and or a husband in the home, I have to now find an example somewhere. Luckily, my auntie married a man. A really good man, rest in peace, uncle. And I was able to see, all right, if you're a good nigga, this is how you treat your girl. Mm-hmm. Now I take that with me and apply it across. Give or take if I'm going to do it or not, but at least I know what the fuck to do.
Do you think that is the reason why the dating pool is kind of the way that it is? Because a lot of us were raised in single parent homes.
Let me not say it could. It is a part of it. Yes, absolutely. Watching a strong, independent woman, this allows you to not be, almost in a sense, especially as a woman. If y'all were raised as women, if y'all raised by your mamas, and she set the example as like she should,
hyper independent.
Yeah, even whether it be so slow based or hyper. If she set an example in front of you, you're going to chase that. You're going to chase that. Any girl who, any woman at this moment in time who feels like their mother is a good mother, without question, loved her, so on and so forth, but didn't provide an example, y'all know that feeling. You know, she was an amazing mother. She loves me, so on and so forth. She didn't give me nothing to chase. She didn't give me nothing to aspire to. She was a mother. So if I'm aspiring to be a mother, then I'm going to follow her steps. But if that's not the case, then here we are. So any woman with a mother who went and did something, y'all chase that shit, i.e. in the same sense as a boy with his father. Mm-hmm. So if my mother is showing me that the moment a nigga play with me, the moment a nigga play with her is over, then I'm gonna have that with me. I'm gonna carry that as well. My mama gave nigga one chance. I remember this one time he showed up at 12. She said, "Nigga, don't ever come here again." That's the kind of. And it's not to say your mama's a bad woman. It's the example she set in front of you. You're going to carry because you think she's a great woman. And I agree, whatever be the case. So, yeah, hell yeah. And same goes to men.
Oh, that's a good. Bitch Sharkey says she also thinks that it has to do with the relationship the girl has with the father.
Back to men. Ooh. Absolutely. If this nigga does not raise his daughter, she is going to have a disdain towards men. Without question. If this nigga raises his daughter and does it pathetically, she's going to have disdain towards men.
That's true.
The first man I know didn't show up to my graduation. First man I know broke my heart when I was 8. First man I know hit my mama. First man I know ain't said shit to me in 6 years. Clearly all you niggas are like that until otherwise.
That is true. We got a lot of comments.
Please, let me go ahead and read.
So Sweet Ass Jones says, I'm a lost cause then because most of the women I grew up with were single or had abusive husbands or ones that they had to take care of. I think that's the thing.
And I know for a fact she don't want to take care of no nigga. I think, what's her name? Sweet Ass Jones will probably be willing to motherfucking die single before she take care of a man. That's how deep that shit be sitting in y'all. Imagine your mama paying the bills for a decade.
Let me see what else we got here.
Please.
The Queen Kane says foundational familial relationships impact the way we learn to connect and love.
Trying to tell you.
Bitch Sharky says bring it back to family structure. Holly Chanel says I was raised hyper independent and made concerted strides to not be in relationships. Every time I ended up worse off listening and being led by some man child with more ego than know-how. So essentially it's on both ends because it's a red flag for men too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
If they're not raised around a man who is a caregiver.
When y'all get around a man and y'all meet his friends and all his friends basically on bitches, how y'all feel? If you get around a man, he got 4 friends and you start to see, okay, these are like his friends. I've been around him for 6 months. He actually fuck with these 4 guys closely. These are the guys he go out with, the guys he talk to, his son and so forth. If y'all see that all 4 of these niggas are on bitches, what's the thought?
You are who your friends are.
Okay. So why would I assume...
about a friend and not the parents, which is the foundation. That's true.
Because we choose our friends. My mama had me. I barely fucked with her for a couple of years.
But see, sometimes...
We choose our friends. So as I choose my friend... people change, so let me be clear. People change. But there was something, of course, platonically, I was attracted to there. So whether it be we were on hoes at one point or we're on hoes now.
So, it's so complicated because for me, my parents are married. They've been married my whole life. And I remember growing up and when guys found out, like, oh, your parents are still together, they're married, I automatically was seen as like a good candidate, you know? And I had trauma, like my family life was not perfect behind closed doors, but that was, I guess, like I was raised like to get married.
Look at you. You got that fucking Nepo relationship you got. It's a Nepo relationship, baby, right here. Love Being Mika says, I will stay single before I take care of a man. Bullshit. I didn't say be single. I said you would. Go get a man. If you got to pay a couple bills, no big deal. I'm like, come on, man. Men don't be like, if I got to take care of a woman, I'm going to stay single. Men, you've never heard a man say, if she make me pay the bills, I ain't fucking with her.
So what do we have to do, y'all, to get every... Like,
so now, because the crossover is, in theory, if I pay all men PJ bills and I don't, she pay them all.
Damn!
If I pay all men PJ bills, I now need to expect something, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But if I tell PJ this is you're manipulating the situation. You're abusing your powers. No.
I got a different perspective than a lot of people too, because I feel like you are supposed to be of service to your man. As long as he's of service to you too. So
you gonna do it, Mika. You gonna take care of a nigga. I'm gonna get you a nigga to take care of.
Yeah, like take care of him, not financially, but like you know, make sure he feel good.
Women don't feel like that. Women don't feel especially now, the transactional space mentally that y'all are in, because you believe that since your first 3 relationships in your life, your first real 3 relationships in your life, when you was 17, when you was 22, and when you was 28, these didn't work out. So now, if a nigga ain't bring everything to the table, he don't get a chance. Y'all don't feel like that no more. Y'all feel like when I was 21, I gave a nigga. When I was 25, I gave Tony a chance. When I was 27, I gave Steve a chance. Those 3 dudes fucked me over. This 4th guy, he better have a house, car, a dog, no kids, a good family, a big dick, and he better be nice to me. You not getting nice.
But I think that there's nothing wrong with that because of the age. Like, when you reach a certain age, people should have more. You should have already gotten all that shit out of your system in your 20s. Like,
what shit?
Well, first of all, let me say this: the economy is like really bad right now. So
I'm not even talking no money. Let's move money off the table.
Okay.
Move money off the table. I'm not talking no money.
Okay.
The notion of, because y'all, okay, because we can hold it right there. If I gotta do 50-50, I'll just do 100% by myself. What mental fucking gymnastics do you have to do to, number one, to make that make sense? But it's no, y'all don't understand. We gotta do emotional labor and we gotta clean up and gang. Why do you believe that men don't have to do anything mentally for y'all? Who is telling y'all these things?
I think because they haven't
what men are telling you emotional labor is not packed behind women. If you live in a home with a partner, for that matter, fuck a man. If you live in a home with a partner and your partner doesn't clean up, that motherfucker is just dirty. This is not like no relationship. This is why relationships don't. No, this person is dirty. I learned to clean up from a kid. My mama didn't allow it. That shit is installed in very early. If the person you live with don't clean up, they're dirty.
Yeah, and it needs to be like that person.
And that needs to be nipped immediately. Me and PJ wasn't gonna get by a month with fucked up homes. That's not the kind of people we are. Mm-hmm. If I walk in your house and it's fucked up, you only gonna be able to give me some pussy one time.
That's how it should be too. Like,
you don't deserve me at all. Look at your bathroom.
Ew.
So there's certain things that people try to take from like a person, like this is what all people do, and put it in
stereotype all of them.
Don't do that.
We gotta stop doing
that.
Let
it go, gang.
Because there are some good guys out here, ladies. I'm telling you, like, I hate the way that social media makes it seem like I got one right here. But I hate the way that social media like has warped our brain. We have these conversations and we're reading stuff and we're seeing stuff and it's clickbaity, but we're not seeing the positive side. And there are, outside of the aesthetic-y stuff, like, he proposed and look at the optics. Like, there are still good guys out here, and you have to believe that in order to find it. If you already going into your dating experience telling yourself, oh, niggas ain't shit, they this, they that, you gonna manifest that.
Yes. You're gonna bring it with you. The thought that niggas ain't shit, he gotta convince you that he is. Bitch, I don't even know you. I ain't convincing you of shit. Mm-hmm. Either you believe I'm what I say I am, or go the fuck on about your day. And I'm happy men are getting past that. I gotta prove myself. Fuck yeah. I'm not proving nothing.
I personally feel like the black, I ain't worried about nobody else but us. Our black community, we all need a mass reset. I think for a whole year, everybody needs to be single, no dating, and no fucking. For a whole year.
This is Fontane in the morning. Clearly my co-host has lost it.
I'm serious.
And we going to breakfast.
Y'all need to be by yourselves. And everybody needs to just get it together mentally. Like,
we are. This is Fontane in the morning. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm sitting with the beautiful Porsha J. Thank you guys each and every morning. We'll be back, of course, on Monday morning. I'll be posting the links, of course, so you can watch this episode and every episode behind us.
Also, you guys, if y'all have questions or topics,
send them to the page.
Send them to the page.
Please.
You can send them to me.
Don't send them to me. I'm not going.
He ain't even gonna see them, y'all. But you can DM me. You can DM Fontane in the morning if you have topics. Eventually, we're gonna start bringing people on too to talk to.
And Love and Be Mika says she's been single since 2022. Basically saying she can't find a nigga to not take care of, which means she's the problem. Okay. Y'all, don't worry about it. I got a new show I'm creating.
No.
I'm gonna take care of everything. It's fine.